Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. I'm going to be showcasing my run I did on my free-to-play account, who recently pulled on a lot, like 80,000 or more blue crystals. I even did an extra pull in this stream last night to kind of give me the extra edge. You shouldn't be pulling just to beat the ranking events because the rewards versus your pulls aren't worth it, but I want to make that Zidane sword work for me, so it's a best in slot for Cloud at the moment. If you can overboost it, not just for its damage, but for its R abilities, it'll always pair up with like any other sword that Cloud has as long as it has physical attack on it. So I'm going to showcase my run here, give you guys a bunch of major tips. I know that you might not have the same setup as me, but my idea when I go in and I fight these, I have a very strong stay in this attack stance, do this, you know what I mean? Push your limits. And I kind of give all that advice, including trash mobs, roots. We have maps in our Discord. So check out the video, look through it. I know it's hard to look at the setup and be like, whoa, I don't have as much strength as you do. But you can take from the strategy and apply it to your build. So don't be afraid, push your limits, use items, go full attack mode, and just see what you can do because you can always rerun it for free and try again. But again, the rewards aren't crazy for this event. Just get that S rank and get out as a free-to-play player who doesn't want to spend anything or waste time. That's totally fine too, but enjoy the run. Hopefully something here helps you. All right, so a couple things to show you. My first attempt at this before I did an extra pull and made my count a little bit stronger. It was a couple of tries over and over and over again, right? We got a score of 1.180, and that's killing everyone once and not getting any score bonus. So that is a 0 score bonus run using items, all of that. 65,000. You can see 130,000 the final boss because we just went limit break, and we killed him pretty much immediately. So you can see my overall score there, which is pretty good. But then I decided, okay, I'm going to proceed to go do pulls. I don't know if I show my setup. Let me go look for that real quick. So you can see currently 174. All right, so I rewinded all the way back here when I was set up my current one. This isn't the final build because I end up adding some things here and there. But you can see no overboosted Zidane weapon, just overboosted 4 instead of what it's going to be, right? And then I kind of go through the menus, so I give you guys an idea. Because now if I do show you my in-game, my account's completely different. So Cloud, 3,000 attack, 5,600 HP. Hopefully I switch between all of them. Aerith, 2,151, 5,053. And then we may or may not go to Tifa. Tifa has about 2,500. All right, so over here is where I get my new Zidane set up. I put in Shinra Blade, Killer Hornet, my Murasami in the background because we are going to use Hard Edge in this fight instead of Maritime. I'm going away from all water damage and just focusing on this physical build that I have. Right, so pure limit breaks, physical builds, overboost 6 weapon there, and then that's Aerith. And I believe I go through Tifa. But yeah, the general idea is that Cloud changed in this setup. And I might adjust everyone a little bit. Here we go. Here's Tifa's back stuff. So there's a lot of min-maxing that I went through here. And I think I went overall, it was 2,500 attack and a lot of HP. So yeah, there you go. So let's jump in and let's go through this whole entire fight. All right, so before we jump in, I'm going to explain my map routing. We do have a new map and Ufid's map in the Discord if you guys want to check these out to help you out. But we start off over here. I'm going to hit Rufus. Going from Rufus to the Scorpion, to killing the ads, to Dragon, to the Giant, and then the other Giant after we do the other set of ads. So everything you see here, score bonuses, whatever you need, items, right? So this is Rufus. This is his score bonuses he drops. That's all the ability of the Astral Giant. Or if you go for Experiment, you have the full ability there. Where all the item locations, enemy spawns. So if you guys want a map, definitely check it out. So this is going to be the entire run. I'm going to talk about a play-by-play and give you an idea of how this works and why I didn't bring in Esuna and I really pushed towards doing more damage than being scared. Always push your limits of damage, right? If you can get out of a fight faster, more score, less damage you take, and the less annoying mechanics you have to deal with. So I always try to get in there and do as much as I can. So I'm going to pause this and go look for my video because it has better quality. Much better quality. So let's jump in. Let's do this. So when it comes to Rufus, we kill the doggo right away. So we don't have to deal with the lightning damage. So I stay in attack stance, which means my attack stance charges up faster. If the dog is still alive while he does his first ability, then you can't really stay in attack stance. It takes you a little bit longer to DPS. So every little bit helps, right? So you can see my attack stance here. We're going to go for a breach, switch to Cloud, use free energy, switch back to Aerith. and use a water spell here. Oh, I ended up switching to defense on this run. Okay, later on, I ended up killing the doggo. So that little bit of HP is just Aerith casting water, and it dies. Because I did more runs after this, because I'm aiming for even more than this percentage right now. This got me into top 3 last night, currently in top 10. But I'm pretty sure I can stay in top 10 with the strategy I think I'm going to use, which I'll post that video later. But yeah, Rufus is pretty straightforward. Even with my no overboost account, I beat him without a problem. I'll be posting that video too. I just haven't beat the last guy. But we're lowering defense all the way down. Reload, just make sure you're in attack stance. And you cast a sigil break and you're out of here. If you go into the phase where he sigil breaks again, you can't use any physical attacks. Make sure you can only use magical. So bring in Magic Triangle Ruin, and that's pretty much all you need for this entire thing. If Rufus gives you an issue. For the most part, hopefully he doesn't, but if he does, again, I have a no overboost video that will be coming out that showcases all gold weapons except for the event ones. So, hitting him with 65,801. Later on, I get to 67,000 on that score. For now, this is going to be that 1.4 million run I want to show you. And then I want to show you the no overboost. So, taking the physical attack, 20%, I believe. Or no, this is where we're doing the 30% run, right? So the way I justify this is that if I take this 20, the one from the dragon gives me 30% attack. So I ignore that 20%. I should be selecting score bonus 20%. Next up, we're going to run, grab all the items, grab, and we're going to go straight to the scorpion down here. We don't use anything for the scorpion. No items. We're saving all those items. We don't need to. Scorpion is pretty straightforward. We don't bring in the water damage. We don't lower his water defense. We're just going to go in and punch him as fast as we can. Even with my no overboost account, I don't use the water damage for this guy. So I know you guys can bring in Zac. Zac does really, really well here. It's just you got to make sure Zac also does good damage against the Astral Giant in the end, because water won't help you there, but the defense down will. So we start off by breaching as much as we can with our healer. Making sure that Tifa uses her buff because she doesn't for some reason. AI is still buggy on that. And then we use limit breaks immediately. The faster you use limit breaks, if they're not close together, the faster they can recharge it. And because everyone is still far apart from their limit breaks, Tifa would be doing too many attacks and not charging her limit break back up. As you can see, no one's at limit break yet, and she already has a piece. So every little bit counts to speed up that DPS. So Cloud is going to spam his free energy here. He should have hard edged to get that 3 tiers down, but the AI is not doing it, and I didn't notice. So I continue just healing, defense mode, healing as much as you can. And then once both limit breaks are up, I was trying to see if I can get through those sigil breaks before I do the limit breaks, but I should have done the limit breaks to make this fight easier and then fill them up on the ads later. But it isn't that much of a score difference, so I decided to keep these limit breaks so I can use them for the dragon. Realistically, you probably should save them. If you can use one limit break and then just save the rest and fill it up at the ads, do so. So that guy went really well. If he doesn't, you have a lot of phases that you can get away with. A lot of sigil breaking and a lot of moments where he's charging up his lasers. So we get 63,000 there. Goes pretty smoothly. Block a couple of those missile attacks if you're really hurting from damage. And hopefully your Aerith AoE or someone else's AoE will take down the side ads so they don't bog you too much. But they shouldn't be a problem regardless. Here we straight up go ahead and take the physical attack 20% since we debuffed ourselves in the beginning. Now from here I decide to go giant. Yeah, so later on this changes. I'm pretty sure later on... No, you know what? I do think I do giant like here. It's one or the other. It all depends which one makes you more annoyed. If the giant makes you more annoyed, go for the giant. If the dragon does, go ahead. But I think Cloud's the only one that got the boost because he's my main DPS. And so now we jump in and we take down the Iron Giant. Trick with the Iron Giant is that you want to lower his defense. Make sure you bring in a Breach or a character that lowers defense by 2 tiers, aka Cloud with his Hard Edge. We've got Barret with his W Machine. We got limit breaks that do it as well off of characters. There's a lot of options. So we're going to go ahead and just keep targeting the main. We're going to make sure that Tifa uses her buff. We're going to go ahead and breach. And I think I force Cloud to help here as soon as his ATB is up. All right, I'm waiting. Casting some water blows there. Also, this might be the run where Cloud doesn't have... Maybe he doesn't have Hard Edge, and that's why he's not using it. That would make more sense while we only have the 1 tier down. If he did have Hard Edge, we would be doing 3 tiers. No, there you go. It is Hard Edge. I'm like, Why isn't he using it? It's just me not thinking in this stream. This is my first run, and I was like, yeah, AI will totally... AI didn't use it. The second you do 1 tier down a defense, the AI goes like, why put 2 more? Which is good, because you can also manipulate it so that he always does free energy, which is your most attack, and that's totally fine. Also, you might see lettering up there. I don't know what the glitch is. I got to figure it out from recording. It's going to happen over and over and over again, especially in the stream it was happening, so it's recorded as well. But there you go. 3 tiers of defense down. Definitely helps. And we're going to get hit by this one ability. Totally fine. Right? We just lose a little bit of attack, and then after this, we just spam him and kill him. So pretty straightforward. We don't have to lower any attack here. We don't have to worry about this. We take the big AoE hit. We survive in defense mode. And then we don't worry about healing because we're going to go heal on side adds. So just spam, 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 spam before he gets to do anything. Now, if you can't, make sure you defense, heal, and then continue to spam him. It's not that bad. But again, I prioritize on doing as much damage and not being afraid to push my limits. If it fails, then I come back into the run and I know, okay, I had to block and heal there. But I always test on every enemy, multiple runs, damage. Push, push, push. Healer, damage. Even if it's 2,000 damage, 1,500, it's still damage over time every 3 ATB. So you see we take the score bonus there, so now we have a total of 30% score bonus. And on the dragon, the rest of the dragon, we're going to take that, that attack up. And that should be good for us. So, from here, we go straight into the ads. We don't have to heal. We don't have to use any items because these two take their time to charge up. And that little guy there hits you once in a while for very baby damage. So you can stay in here, go defense mode, use your 3 ATB to fill up your limit break. Also, this is a good place to start healing your characters back up. And I believe I stay in here as long as I can. You switch to defense mode, get a heal. I want to kill these two so I don't take more damage so I can use some supplements. But from here, I should be switching defense mode. There you go. Cast, 3 ATB, switch back to attack so you don't lose the attack stance. Come back over here, go back to your 2 DPS because while you're in defense mode, your healer will do the rest. Don't be afraid to lose a little bit of that because you're going to have to Night Bloom and Armor Break the dragon. But you want your limit breaks ready for the dragon. Aerith can be a little bit off, or whoever your other character is, because they are going to cast some abilities. So right here would be perfect and we could end it. So I'm going to try to end it on Aerith. I don't, but that one little bit will be casted. So from here, I do use items. So we collect the rest of the items from the chest. We go to the dragon and we full fill up here. I'm not taking any chances. So I'm doing supplements, getting my HP full to max. I use potions, right? Definitely don't worry. This is your run. Push yourself, use items, do what you gotta do. And then later on, you can correct it. Be like, okay, I didn't have to use ethers there. I could have done this. I could have used less jellies. Obviously, the less items you use, the better. But you can see with the full item run, I still do very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. So defense helps here. The two I recommend is the Astral Giant and the Dragon. If you kill the Dragon without the defense, then use it on the other second last boss, which is probably Giant into Giant fight. But you can see all the items I use there. Just enough to pop them off. If you need more attack, then put attack on both your DPSs, right? Mixing physical jelly and magic jelly on your character will mean their limit breaks do more damage because the limit breaks take from both magic and physical. So we're going to Night Bloom, switch to Cloud. If we switched to Cloud properly, we would have had 3 tiers down there, but we screwed up. We're going to double cast Night Bloom, but the right move to do is 1 cast Night Bloom, switch to Cloud, Hard Edge, switch to Tifa, do her buff, and then limit break. That way you'll have full buffs on your Tifa, you'll have 3 tiers of defense down on the dragon, and 1 tier of magic. But 2 and 2 tiers also work. It's just not as clean, because I could also done 3 and 2 at that point. Right, we want to get out of here as soon as possible. So Dragon Dude's Poison Shriek, don't go into defense mode during this because it kind of glitches. So keep in attack mode because it doesn't do too much damage. And you want to be able to come out of here without switching stances, waiting for that 25% damage because every second counts from this point. Now we're spamming. Even Aerith, right? I blocked that attack, but even Aerith is casting. If you have to, then go ahead and heal. That's no problem. But again, I push my limits here as much as I can. Every little bit will add up. And I know my account's super strong, but that's what you got to do sometimes. For my no overboost account, I did block and heal here, but my AoE on my Aerith killed the side adds. but that's because I took all the attack stances, the traces, whatever, the buff you get after being a boss, right? So different setups, different scenarios, but this is where I go like, hell no, I'll do that later, and I take the 30% over here, right? Pretty much a no-brainer. So from this point, we go ahead and we grab the rest of the ads. We open up that door. This door goes over here to this little Night Terror. This guy's really good because even if you're at 1 HP, it doesn't matter. The first move he casts is a gravity spell. So all your characters could be at 1 HP from the dragon, right? Just after he does that ability, the Doom one, or the Terror, then you heal. So here, just build up Limit Break if you want to. I use Elixirs for the Astral Giant, but you can build up your Limit Break here, get your HP back to full. I try to wait for it, but it doesn't matter. I'm like, whatever, I'll just start healing. Probably should have cast some damage, but Dance of Despair is a gravity spell again. So if you have more HP, the more damage it does, and that's why it looks really, really, really scary. But then he's going to go into a Screech, which stuns someone, doesn't do a lot of damage. After that Screech, a couple seconds, he does Aeroga for like 1,000 or less, depending on your defense. But we kill him before that because we know we're using full Elixir, so we just want to get out of this fight as soon as possible. But you could utilize that guy for a lot of Limit Break potential, so definitely do so if you need it. Now, for the rest of this is it. Elixir. Pop 3 Elixirs, all jelly, all defense up. Because we don't have the College or the Tense, we do that. Magic up, defense up. You see 3 defense, 3 magic, 3 physical attack. And again, your Limit Breaks will benefit from both of them. Your skills that say magic will take from magic. Your skills that say physical damage will take from physical. But Limit Breaks and summons take from magic and physical. So giving double will give you that extra damage to just go right out of the water. Alright, so we're going to fast forward a little bit here. Get into the fight. Same idea. It should be Night Bloom into Hard Edge into Tifa's buff. Right? Night Bloom goes off. Character use Hard Edge, Tifa's buff. It's perfect. This is like the max damage I can do without wasting time. So you're going to see when we hit the enemy, we have all our Limit Breaks ready because of the Elixirs. He's got 3 physical tiers down, which is max for us, and 1 magic down. And Tifa's got 2 attack up because of her gloves. If you don't have a buff, obviously you don't have to worry about the buff part. Just do all the damage. And now from here, we spam. Spam with everyone. Spam with everyone. I hesitate here, and I don't know why I hesitate. Right? Finally casting some ruins, right? Don't use any element because he is immune to all elements. If I didn't hesitate and I switched between all my characters, I could have killed him like that. And I did a run where I just killed him like that, and it was fine. But you can see we're pretty much done. This team has enough damage. My overboost team, I come in here and I get him down to that much HP and then I get wiped. So I had to tweak it a little bit more before I showcase that video. But for this one, we could have killed him off the bat if I played it right. If I went back and forth between Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith, we got 126, which the most I've gotten out of that was 130,000. And that was a 1.1 million run you saw. This guy's really happy and dancing back and forth. You can't see him. But this is my overall. I was very happy about this. Yeah. 1.419 as a free-to-play player. There's the stats, right? Unused items 101. But because we took 30% score bonus, we got an extra 327,000. So use a couple items for like 30k in order to get 300,000 more. Seems like a pretty fair trade, right? So with that score, it ended up getting me in top 3 last night. And when I woke up this morning, I was in top 9 and top 3 in my friend list. So I was pretty excited about this. And that's pretty much everything. So if you guys have a different setup, if you want to share it down below, I know it's a competition, but usually people like to help out regardless of what happens. So if you want to say, hey, I did this and it worked out well, I got an S rank, I got this much score using these characters, some bare minimum to give an idea, or like I chose this path instead because I didn't have so-and-so, just to help with the community, because my run is not the only run. There's so many out there. So explore, figure it out, put it all together. I have a Discord link down below if you want to join the Discord. People might give you ideas there as well. Or I'm always live on Twitch if you guys want to come chat and ask some advice from me or my viewers. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.